Top of the morning to you and thanks for joining us on ITV News for this time. I am Harry Igboje. Edo State Police Command has arrested 3 kidnapped suspects in connection with abduction of a medical doctor, Dr. Abua Babatunde, and the killing of his brother in Auchi, Isako West local government area. The command's public relations officer, ASP Eno Ikoedem, who revealed this during the press briefing, said the arrests followed a series of intelligence-led operations as efforts intensified to dismantle the criminal network responsible for kidnapping activities in the area. Crime correspondent Jola Adeojo reports.
According to ASP Eno Ikoedem, the first major arrest was made on the 3rd of February 2026 when operatives of the Auchi Division, during a bushcombing operation, intercepted a suspect identified as Saminu Kawujie. A search conducted on the suspect led to the recovery of 2 knives, 2 mobile phones, a UBA ATM card, and the sum of 20,250 naira, while an identification parade later confirmed him as one of the abductors of Dr. Abu Babatunde. ASP Eno further disclosed that on the 8th of February 2026, acting on another intelligence lead, the divisional police officer of the Auchi Division mobilized operatives to the specialist hospital Auchi, where 2 additional suspects, Idris Abubakar and Sonny Abubakar, were arrested. The suspects were also identified as members of the gang that kidnapped the medical doctor, with Idris Abubakar specifically identified as the individual who received the ransom paid for the doctor's release.
We've been on the trail of the kidnappers, and fortunately we had a breakthrough on the 3rd of February where a suspect was arrested. On the 8th of February, we had another breakthrough where we had intelligence that some of those gang members identified were seen at the specialist hospital. Investigation is ongoing with efforts to close in on the rest of the gang members. My advice to members of the public is to continue supporting the police. Command's 247 active lines are equally open. Give us information and we'll work with it.
The Edo State Police Command has reassured members of the public of its resolve to pursue all kidnapping and crime cases to a logical conclusion and bring perpetrators to justice. From the command headquarters in Benin, Jola Adeojo, ITV News.
The Department of State Services, DSS, has formally taken over the investigation into the attack and abduction of Dr. Pedro Obaseki in Benin City on December 28, 2025. The incident is now being treated as a terrorism-related following petition submitted by his legal team. In a state of the case statement issued by his lead counsel, Senior Advocate of Nigeria, SAN, Femi Falana, the DSS headquarters in Abuja was said to have assumed full conduct of the investigation in recognition of the nature, gravity, and wider implications of the acts outlined in the petitions. The statement adds that Falana described the decision to classify the matter as a terrorism-related as quite commendable. According to the statement, the petitions alleged terrorism-related conduct, conspiracy, assaults, unlawful detention, and obstruction of justice arising from the events of December 2028. Falana said Dr. Obaseki welcomes the development and has continued to cooperate fully with all lawful investigative processes. He disclosed that the complainant has previously engaged with the DSS in Benin City under the authority of the State Director, adding that any concerns arising from those interactions, including issues of conduct, handling, and procedural integrity, have been formally documented and incorporated into consolidated representations before the appropriate authorities. The legal team has also instituted civil proceedings before Nigerian courts. Falana said these actions are intended to complement and not prejudice ongoing investigations by security agencies while seeking judicial remedies and institutional accountability. Beyond Nigeria, petitions have been submitted to international and regional bodies, including the ECOWAS Court of Justice, European Union Human Rights Mechanisms, and the United Nations Special Rapporteur on Torture and Arbitrary Detention. Falana said the steps were taken to ensure transparency, preservation of evidence, and adherence to Nigeria's international obligations. The statement further notes that social media and digital platforms have been placed on notice over the circulation of footage linked to Dr. Obaseki's alleged dehumanization and abduction in order to ensure responsible platform conduct and cooperation with lawful accountability processes. Dr. Obaseki stressed that all actions taken were solely in furtherance of justice, the rule of law, and public accountability, not for sensationalism or political motives, while calling on authorities in the public to support efforts to ensure that all criminal perpetrators, collaborators, and enablers are identified and held to account. Reigning Queen and runners-up of Miss ITV Nigeria 2025 and the delegation led by the chairman of the organizing committee, Mr. Wilson Omasho, paid a courtesy visit to veteran filmmaker and philanthropist Ambassador Lancelot Oduwa-Imasue in Benin City. The visit aimed at exploring opportunities for the young talents to gain experience in film production and showcase their skills in creative projects. Ofuria Neto has more.
In his response, Chairman of Miss ITV Organizing Committee, Mr. Wilson Omasho, thanked Ambassador Lancelot Oduwa-Imasue for his immense support to the Queens, saying his commitment would help them turn their pageant success into opportunities in the movie industry.
Really indeed possible because I see a lot of talent in them. Both the Queen, the runner-up, even all of them. I see this desire. They were like, we say, well, we're going to see Ambassador. I say, just be patient, we'll go. And today has come. Well, I really appreciate you. Thank you so much for sticking to your word.
In his response, Ambassador Lancelot Imasue congratulated the Queens and assured them of opportunities to participate in moving productions. He emphasized that willing participants will be guided and encouraged the young talents to stay connected for future collaborations.
I congratulate you, Madam Queen, Miss ITV Nigeria Beauty Pageant winner. And the people begin to understand that beauty pageantry is far beyond just physical beauty. And of course, we are open to actualizing our deal.
Meanwhile, the Miss ITV Nigeria 2025 reigning queen and runners-up expressed their gratitude to Ambassador Imasue for providing a platform that allows their talents to be recognized, nurtured, and applied in creative projects.
I just want to say thank you so much, sir, for this opportunity. It's a privilege, and we truly appreciate you so deeply.
I'll never believe that I will be here to see. I've heard a lot about you, and I'm very excited. It's a good privilege. Thank you.
Okay, well, we came to see Ambassador Dr. Lancelot Imasue Oduwa, which he promised that whoever comes out tops will be given a role in one of his movie production in Nollywood. And he said he's going to stick to his word.
From Benin, Ofuri and Netta, ITV News.
And moving on, the Court of Appeal in Abuja has held that the Senate acted within its powers when it suspended the lawmaker representing Kogi Central, Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan, for misconduct. In a unanimous decision by a three-member panel of justices, the appellate court said it was satisfied that neither the appellant's parliamentary privilege nor her constitutional rights were breached as a result of her suspension from the Senate. The court, however, vacated the contempt proceeding and 5 million naira fine that were awarded against Senator Akpoti-Uduaghan over the satirical apology she made to the Senate President Godswill Akpabio. In its lead verdict that was delivered by Justice Abba Mohammed, the appellate court held that the Senate President was not wrong to have denied the Kogi senator, who was not on the official seat that was allotted to her during plenary on February 20th, 2025, the opportunity to speak. It held that the Senate President is empowered by the rules to allocate seats to members, adding that lawmakers are only allowed to speak from seats allocated to them. Let's now take a trip to Lagos State, where the governor, Mr. Babajide Sanwo-Olu, has advised youth to be good ambassadors of the country by doing what is right. The governor, who gave the advice at the Ibile Youth Academy, Lagos State University, Ojo campus, told youths to be change makers.
Addressing Ibile youths from various parts of Lagos State during the 7th edition of the Academy, Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu, represented by the Commissioner for Youth and Social Development, Mobolaji Ogulen, said the state government's Theme Plus agenda prioritized the activities of youth, especially in making good ambassadors of the state.
10 outstanding participants for this division will advance to the next phase, and that is just what it is. One day leadership seminar and alumni launch scheduled for Tuesday the 17th February 2026 to strengthen mentorship, alumni engagement, and intergenerational leadership. At the end of the program, there will be one state youth ambassador just like Obadari there, and there will be 5 divisional youth ambassadors that will emerge just like those that have attended today. The selected ambassadors will lead community-based projects, addressing local social and economic challenges, reinforcing grassroots participation, volunteerism, and community ownership in line with our Team Plus agenda.
Some of the ambassadors of the academy, while appreciating the state government for investing in youth, said they will continue to partner with the Lagos state government on the way forward. The 7th edition of the Ibile Youth Academy is to train several youth in the state. From Lagos, Aibuji Horia, ITV News.
And still in Lagos, where the state task force says it is raiding the state of street trading, display of goods on roadways, authorized blockage of roads and illegal shop extension, contrary to the state's master plan, and other environmental infractions, as it is embarked on another enforcement exercise on Lagos Island. The operation was led by the chairman of the task force, CSP Adetayo Akirile, and covered areas such as Marina, Davis Street, Breadfruit Street, and adjoining roads where street traders display goods on roadways, highways, and walkways, thereby constituting environmental nuisance and obstruction to free movement along the Lagos Marina Expressway through Davis Street and Breadfruit Streets. Songs of praise and thanksgiving took center stage during the 2026 Passover Thanksgiving of Angel House Ministry in Benin City as members concluded a 40-day fasting and prayer exercise. The annual celebration, which drew worshippers from various denominations, was described as a moment of gratitude, rededication, and renewed faith. Ofuria Neto takes it further.
Passover is a biblical observance commemorating deliverance and divine preservation, marked by sacrifice and thanksgiving. It was on this note that members of Angel House Ministry celebrated the 2026 edition with symbolic offerings, including the presentation of livestock as part of their thanksgiving. In her sermon titled "You Shall See Them No More," wife of the vision bearer, Reverend Joy Ajala, described the celebration as a reflection of the biblical Passover observed by King Josiah. She encouraged worshippers to remain steadfast in faith, assuring them that deliverance will come in due time.
It is indeed a great blessing for us all to witness this year's Passover sacrifice time. Passover to cross over and take over. And I pray for somebody here today that the devil has imprisoned. In the name of Jesus, as the Israelites came out, you are coming out.
Highlights include presentation of livestock by different groups, cultural displays, drama, and dance performances, adding color and energy to the occasion. The vision bearer, Prophet Ebe Ajala, alongside members of the ministry, thanked God for the strength to complete the 40-day fast and urged worshippers to remain committed to their service.
The whole one started by Passover and ended by Passover. Passover is the only approved celebration by God in the Bible.
All of us should know that whatever God has given to you, you must pass it over.
The man of God is a prophet, and that's what we are benefiting. We are happy, serving God, happy, despite the challenges in town.
From Benin, Ofuri, Annetta, ITV News.
The National Business and Technical Examination Board, NABTEB, has announced the release of results for the 2025 November-December National Business Certificate and National Technical Certificate NBC-NTC, as well as the Advanced National Business Certificate and Advanced National Technical Certificate ANBC-ANTC examinations. The announcement was made on Monday at the NABTEB headquarters in Ikpoba Hill, Benin City, by the Registrar and Chief Executive Officer, Dr. Mohamed Aminu Mohamed. Joy Obaisiabo has details.
My honor to officially announce the release of the November/December 2025 NBC/NTC and ANBC NTC examination results.
Addressing journalists, the Registrar and Chief Executive Officer of NAPTEP, Dr. Mohammed Aminu Mohammed, reaffirmed the board's commitment to excellence, transparency, and efficiency. He noted that the release of the results was achieved within 64 days of the last examination paper and 24 days after the completion of the marking exercise. He disclosed that the examinations conducted between November 3rd and December 6, 2025, recorded a total of 61,591 registered candidates across 2,079 centers nationwide, covering both O-level and A-level examinations.
57.32% of candidates were certified as craftsmen with MBC and /NTC certificate, while 56.52% were certified as master craftsmen with ANBC/ANTC certificates.
On the issue of examination malpractice, Dr. Mohammed revealed that 259 candidates were involved. He added that candidates who successfully completed their examinations can now access their results at novdec.naptep.gov.ng.
Candidates can access the NAPTEP portal to access their results.
Dr. Mohammed further announced that registration for the 2026 in-school NBC/NTC certificate examinations has commenced. From Benin, Joy Obaisiagbo, ITV News.
The Ohe of Okworomi, Ohanwokan Igbinovia, alongside youths of the community, have renewed calls on His Royal Majesty Omonobanedo Ukwakbolokbolo Obayewari II and the government of Edo State to intervene over what they described as persistent attacks on their lives and properties by some individuals in Okworomi. The latest incident reportedly disrupted the Ohen's traditional rites after suspected attackers allegedly stormed his compound, firing shots and injuring several persons. Jola Adeojo takes it further.
The compound of the Ohe of Okworomi was allegedly attacked in the early hours of Monday, disrupting traditional festival, a rite performed to pay homage to the gods at a shrine approved by the palace of the Obara Benin. The attack reportedly left several persons injured and receiving treatment in hospital, while a man identified as Edwin Binovia is said to be missing, with claims that he was taken away by the attackers. Eyewitnesses and victims allege that armed men reportedly wielding weapons including AK-47 rifles stormed the premises and opened fire on people within the compound. They further claimed that the attack was ordered by the Okao of Okworomi, alleging that the group has persistently attempted to force the Ohe and the supporters out of the community.
All those community people, when they follow Okawaka, we surprise they just come, they attack or they don't carry gun, begin they shoot. Before you know, they don't blood everywhere. Some hide for us the opposite. They from that side they use AK, they launch the compound. All of us gonna hide. Me say we no get anywhere again, we will stay for that community. Now they say they attack us, they fair attack us for Ashland.
My friend, my people they run. Now they tell me, carry me for back, carry come out, go inside bush. Maybe small beating, you know. Say work on that community.
It's not that when we go to their house now, we are even in his house. You can see blood everywhere. It's not even outside.
Reacting to the allegations, the Okaigere of Okworomi community, Mr. Loki Osadiai, denied the claims, describing them as false and misleading.
Nobody can attack the Ohe at all. Since last night, we have been getting some security report that he's keeping some talks in his house, planning to attack the community this morning. So we now called the CPO to draw his attention to the situation at Okworomi. He went in his office this morning. The report also came that they have shot some of our people.
Affected residents are now calling on the Obara Benin and the Edo State government to urgently intervene and bring an end to the crisis. From Benin, Jola Adeojo, ITV News.
And to other stories, despite residents of Warri, Delta State commending Governor Sheriff Oborevwori for quick intervention on the reconstruction of Warri-Benin Expressway, some respondents have called on the governor to invest in human capital development. As construction of roads and bridges cannot sustain livelihood of citizens, Warri correspondent Benga Ahmed reports.
Some respondents, while commenting the construction of Warri-Sapele-Benin Expressway by Governor Sheriff Oborevwori, which although is at the advanced stage of completion, described the project as a significant infrastructural stride. Some respondents, however, said constructing roads and bridges cannot sustain livelihoods, urged Governor Sheriff Oborevwori to invest in human capital development by creating job opportunities and revive moribund companies in the state.
I want to admonish the governor. People cannot feed on the bridges, they can't feed on the Kota Road. The teeming youth that we are producing from the universities every year, Delta State produce so many graduates. These people who are coming from the universities, from the institutions, they need a job. So I'm trying to tell the governor, he should pay attention to human capital development.
He has also taken over this West Road towards Elume, which is also a federal government road. That's another good step, and I encourage him to do more.
But the youth, when we get the chance, so they not get work, they do anyhow. What they're not supposed to do, they do them. So if they get small work, what they do, they pay the small money. They not go, they do anyhow.
The respondents, while calling on the Delta State and federal government not to focus on road reconstruction alone, however, harped on the need to prioritize industrialization that will create more jobs for teeming youths in the country. From Warri, Gbenga Ahmed, ITV News.
Residents of Eba Island, a Tijere community in Ilaje local government area of Ondo State, have staged a protest against the Ogun State government's claim of ownership over the oil-rich Eba Island. The protesters, carrying placards with different inscriptions, marched to the headquarters of Ilaje local government area, where they maintained that Eba Island remains administratively part of their indigenous and ancestral home. They insisted that the island has for decades been under the undisputed control and governance of Ondo State. According to the demonstrators, Eba Island is inhabited by indigenous Ilaje communities whose ancestral ties, economic livelihood and cultural heritage are deeply rooted in Ondo State. They argued that any contrary claim undermines the historic and administrative identity of the people. The aggrieved residents appealed to the chairman of Ilaje Local Government Council, Mr. Maurice Orikbenaye, and Governor Lucky Ayedatiwa to urgently intervene by engaging the appropriate authorities to protect the territorial integrity of the state and the interest of the affected communities.
Was managed in the past by Ondo province to which Atijere and Ilaje local government belong. But following the creations of Ondo State in 1976, Ondo State took over the control of that particular island. As I speak, it is not only Ago, Balogun, and Alaja, the location of that particular oil found on the island that are located on the island. We have other communities, and they pay their allegiance and homage to Atijere Kingdom.
We are here to articulate our yearnings to inform the government that they should not allow the Ogun State to take away what belongs to us, because Eba Island in Atijere community belongs to Atijere community under Ilaje local government, not Ogun State.
We are appealing to the federal government to help us appeal to the good people of Ogun State to stay clear, because we wouldn't see reason why they should be making trouble over a place that does not belong to them historically, geographically. It is out of place.
And moving on, former Vice President Atiku Abubakar has said the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited's admission that the $1.5 billion rehabilitation of the Port Harcourt refinery was a waste of scarce resources validates his long-standing call for the privatization of Nigeria's state-owned refineries. Atiku made the assertion in a statement shared via his X handle in reaction to comments attributed to the state oil company that the Port Harcourt facility is not profitable despite $1.5 billion having been spent on rehabilitating it. Atiku said the Group Chief Executive Officer of the NNPCL, Bayo Ojulari, admission of the waste of the said amount, though belated, confirms that continued public funding of moribund refineries is economically unjustifiable. NNPCL Group Chief Executive Officer Bayo Ojulari, speaking on Wednesday, disclosed that the state-owned refineries were operating at a monumental loss to the country, prompting his leadership team to halt operations to prevent further value erosion. The All Progressives Congress has explained that the delay in officially unveiling Rivers State Governor Siminalayi Fubara as a member of the party, is part of a strategic plan to manage regional sensitivities, particularly in northern states. APC National Chairman Professor Netanwe Yiwatda disclosed this while speaking as a guest on the satellite television Current Affairs program. Reacting to thoughts in some quarters, Yiwatda emphasized that the delay has nothing to do with Fubara lacking authority. When asked about claims that Fubara appeared unable to assert control as the APC leader in Rivers State, Yiwatda challenged the premise of the question, demanding evidence of any internal complaint. When the interviewer referenced comments by the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, about political actors in Rivers State uniting under President Bola Tinubu's renewed hope agenda, Yiwatda said such support groups were separate from the APC's official structures. Former Minister of Youth and Sports, Solomon Dalong, says the African Democratic Congress, ADC, has enough political strength and personalities to mount a serious challenge against President Bola Tinubu in the 2027 presidential election. Dalong stated this on Sunday while featuring on a political program aired on a cable television. According to him, the opposition party is not short of capable contenders who can confront the ruling party at the polls. Dalong explained that his confidence in the ADC is rooted in the quality of politicians who have aligned with the party since it was adopted as a platform of a broad opposition coalition. He noted that several well-known political figures are now associated with the party. The former minister acknowledged public concerns that a large number of influential politicians in the party could trigger internal disputes after its presidential primary. However, he said the party had already reached a collective agreement to avoid such divisions. The Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission has clarified that not all electricity meters currently being installed across the country are free. The chairman of NERC, Musilio Oseni, made the clarification on Saturday during a radio chat explaining that meters provided under government-funded initiatives are free at the point of installation, while other options still exist for customers who are unable or unwilling to wait. Oseni said meters supplied under the Distribution Sector Recovery Program, known as DISREP, are fully funded by the federal government and must be provided to customers at no cost. But those who felt the deployment was taking too long could pay for the product under the MAP scheme. He said the Commission is seeking ways of addressing the growing confusion over the federal government's metering programs and recent warnings against illegal charges by electricity distribution companies. And with that, we've come to the end of ITV News for this time. Thanks so much for watching. I am Harry Igboje. Good morning.
ITV, certainly